You're not going to believe what just dropped. The U.S. just printed fresh manufacturing data that screams bullish for rate cuts. Ando, they're bringing U.S. Treasuries on chain through Ripple's rails. And now RJX is gearing up to push hundreds of millions of tokenized assets onto the XRP ledger. Folks, this isn't opium. This is what we call adoption, liquidity, and legitimacy all colliding at once. Let me break this down so you see why XRP setup right now might be bigger than anything we have seen before. Welcome to the Bullwinkle Blueprint, your one-stop shop for all your Ripple, XRP, and crypto news. If you are new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're coming back for some more of that good info, you already know what to do. Hit that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the more YouTube pushes out this content. The more YouTube pushes out the content, the more people we bring over to the channel. And if you're looking to become a channel member and go ad-free for less than the price of a cup of coffee per month, hey, hit that join button below any of my videos. Now, without further ado, let's check out the markets. Bitcoin, $110,654. It's currently up 1.3%. Ethereum coming in at $4,299. It's currently down 1.11%. And XRP, it did take over that number 3 spot. Back down to number 4, but that's okay. Coming in at $2.81. Total cryptocurrency market cap sitting at $3.76 trillion. Now everyone's singing with me. I like big green candles, and I cannot lie. XRP ripping like it's strapped to a rocket. Chart looking thick and ready for liftoff. Who's holding tight for the moon ride? That's right, folks. I know you're ready because October is what we call Uptober. All we got to do is make it through September. And guess what? We're already 2 days in. Only 28 days left. It's going to be over before you know it. And then here we go. US ISM manufacturing data came in at 48.7% versus its expected number of 48.5%. Look, I get it. You're like, Rip, it's 0.2%. Hold on a second. This may look like a tiny number on paper, but in macro land, it's huge. It tells us 2 things. The economy is slowing, but not collapsing, which is a good sign. And when manufacturing data dips below 50, guess what? The Fed doesn't ignore it. It leans into rate cuts. So why does this matter for crypto? Because every single time liquidity injection come, risk assets run first. Go back to 2020. March, COVID hit. Fed cuts, stimulus floods in. Bitcoin runs from 5K to 69K. Ethereum from $120 to almost $5,000. Rate cuts are rocket fuel. I repeat this a lot, but it is very important that we understand this. So when we see ISM soft sub 50 and trending weaker than a forecast, that is the green light. Rate cuts are almost guaranteed at this point. And crypto, well, with its 24/7 markets and fixed supply, it's the fastest asset class to reprice. Let me say that again. Crypto is the fastest asset class to reprice. In other words, this isn't bearish. This is the setup. The data today is the signal that the Fed's next move is liquidity. And we all know where that takes crypto. And that brings us over to this. Tomorrow's the big day. Let me just mute that. We don't need to listen to the video. Ondo Finance is bringing U.S. Treasuries, stocks, and ETFs on-chain 24/7. DeFi integration and global access. But here's the kicker. Marty Party wants to know, how is Ondo going to go live with X stock on Ethereum if ETH can't handle over 15 transactions per second? And the gas fees can go over to $300 per transaction? Let's talk about this. This is the real meat here, folks, because what's happened with Ondo and Ripple is massive, and it's not being talked about enough. Everyone keeps asking the question, why didn't Ondo mention Ripple? Why didn't they say the XRP ledger? Hear me out here. Ondo Finance is the biggest name in tokenized treasuries right now. Their product OUSG, which is Ondo short-term US government treasuries, it's live. And here's the kicker. It's deployed on the XRP ledger. That means that you can mint and redeem OUSG 24/7 using Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin. Let that sink in. Because we're watching US treasuries, the backbone of global finance, go live on the XRP ledger's rails. So why does it matter? I got you. You know I got you. Because real world assets. That's not just another crypto gimmick. They're the most credible bridge between TradeFi and DeFi. US treasuries, ETFs, and stocks, they don't just bring liquidity, they bring legitimacy. Institutions don't care about meme coins. They can care less about meme coins. They care about assets they already manage in the trillions being tokenized and accessible on blockchain rails. And here's the competitive edge. Ethereum, it has been the default home for tokenization experiments, but it simply doesn't scale. We saw Ondo's XStock test on Ethereum, and anything over 15 transactions per second, and ETH, well, it fell over. It crumbled. Gas fees shot up to over $300 per transaction. That could be more than the price of the stock you own. Guess what? That's DOA. That stands for dead on arrival for institutions. This is where Ripple wins. XRP Ledger is Ethereum compatible, but guess what? It's faster, it's cheaper, and it's more reliable. When institutions tokenize treasuries, they can't deal with volatility and fees or clogged rails. They need predictability, and the XRP Ledger delivers it. Now let's be clear about this. Despite Ondo's expansion into tokenized equities, there's no official announcement that they launched tokenized stocks on the XRP Ledger yet. But the groundwork is there. Treasuries today, equities tomorrow. And when those assets migrate, it'll be because the XRP ledger can handle what Ethereum cannot. So step back and think about this. Ripple's RLUSD is becoming the settlement layer. Ondo's treasuries are already live on the XRP ledger, and institutions are quietly validating the XRP ledger as the rail of choice for real-world finance. This isn't just bullish. This is the foundation of the next financial system. And then we get this. Ripple, Archex, the takeoff, and now we got the final piece of the puzzle. So Ripple has officially partnered with Archex, and this isn't some small pilot program. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars in tokenized real-world assets flowing straight onto the XRP ledger. Archex is a fully regulated digital securities exchange, custodian, and broker. They're FCA regulated in the UK. One of the most prestigious financial jurisdictions in the world. That means that everything they're doing is institutional grade compliant and scalable. You can see the piece of the article about this right here, talking about the real world assets on the XRP ledger. So what does this mean for XRP? Well, it means the ledger is no longer just hosting NFTs or meme tokens. It's becoming the backbone for regulated institutional grade tokenized assets, treasuries, bonds, ETFs, real estates, the works. And here's the beauty, because once these assets are live on the XRP ledger, they're going to need a settlement mechanism. That's where XRP comes in. Every corridor Ripple has built, every liquidity hub they have launched, every stablecoin like RLUSD, all of it converges to create the rails for a new financial internet. Archex isn't theory, folks. It's takeoff time. It's proof that regulated institutions are ready to go live with tokenized finance on XRP ledger rails. You better watch out, Swift. We know you're afraid. We know you're scared. You're taking shots at both Ripple and XRP. So let's bring it all together now. The ISM print under 50 is the signal the Fed needs. Rate cuts, they're on deck. And crypto thrives when liquidity floods in. Ondo plus Ripple making history by putting those US treasuries live on the XRP ledger with RLUSD as the bridge. ETH can't scale, but guess what then? The XRP ledger can. This is where tokenization gets real. And now Ripple and RChex is the launch pad. Hundreds of millions in tokenized real-world assets, live, regulated, and building legitimacy into the ledger. This is not the end of the cycle. Oh no. This is the start of something much bigger. The rails of the new financial system are being built right now, and Ripple and XRP, they're at the center of it. So the only question left, are you positioned before the world figures it out? I hope you enjoyed, everyone. Big things ahead. Massive, massive October, November, and December are staring us right in our very eyes. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. I'll catch everyone on the next one.